Hey again, Heroes of the Grid community. That sounds good. That's much better than Facebook's or whatever. But hey, the Facebook group too, and Thingiverse, whatever. Everybody else who's taking a look at this. Man, another update real quick, back to back. See what working from home can do for you, right? A little extra time. I just want to give you a quick update. I know in the last video I said it was going to take about a week or so to finish up the Footsoldiers, but again, thanks to work from home, I have actually got those done. So let's show them off. Hey, that was like the best box pull off I've ever had. All right, so check this out also. Papa, I can pick that guy up, no problems, as a dude falls off. Just pop him back on. Because it's just that easy. All right, so here's what we got here. Let's start with probably what is the best looking one. We've got the Mastodon Rangers. This is very similar to what I did with the Power Rangers. I've decided to take each set of Footsoldiers and stack them 3 deep. I am stacking these all in a very specific way for each type of Footsoldiers to kind of maximize the space being used. Or I should say, yeah, to maximize the minimal amount of space I wanted to use. Just taking a look at it, I've got a bottom, I've got some sleeves, basically some little streams. I've got little finger grooves so you can pull them all out a little bit easier, so you don't have to grab them by the bodies, but you know, whatever floats your boat. And I'm gonna go ahead and dump all these out. I guess I don't have to. I've got more here. I've got more. Let's just move on. I used the roof here so that you can push them up against each other and you don't have to worry about scratching heads or anything like that. There's just enough clearance in there so that they're actually not touching their heads. I know this isn't the greatest video. I'm using my cell phone, so believe me. Please? I don't know. Yeah, don't trust anybody who says believe me. Anyways, believe you me. Up next, we've got just the standard putties. Notice there are quite a few more. There's only 15 of these. There are 21 of these. So we've got 7 lines here. This is printed in 2 pieces, and I glued them together. And yeah, same story. Notice their arms hang out, so I have them sitting so that they are towards the giant figures there, the mega-sized figures. So they would sit back in the box like that. This still goes, if you remember my original video where I talked about my solution in general, one of the things that my group likes to do is basically have a Footsoldiers banker, right? The Footsoldiers banker will, as we deploy, that person will be the one to say, oh, you said 3 Z putties to the Ernie's juice bar. Let me pull 3 of those out. Speaking of Z putties, here we go. Again, glued together. Different color filament. I'm really running out, man. That's the other thing, knocking all these out has really done for me. Went through all my filament. So these arms hang off to the side. Just again, put them towards the middle and towards the megas, and you'll be a-okay. Next up, we got the supers, the most annoying of all of them. The supers, most annoying as in their sculpts and how I have to stack them. I guess I didn't do anything special. I literally have them all facing forward, but that means that their hands hang up. So I took advantage of the fact that my boss and monster tote doesn't have a floor on one side. That's where these guys reside. And yeah, that rhymed, because I'm actually the pumpkin wrapper. Did you know that? Lastly, we've got the Tengas. Did a little something special with this one other than run out of filament twice. I made a little section here to kind of give the wings some safety clearance, right? And I did it on both sides. And Yeah, this also allows, and I'll show a top view here, it allows that when you stack them all in there, if you choose to put these next to one of the mega figures, they'll kind of fit right along the curvature of that 85 millimeter base. Yes. Quick plays. So that's that. Look at that. Look how organized. I guess you can't see it from this angle, but they're really quick. They go in and out. They're easy to get to. They're easy to slide in and out. Boom. You see that? See how easy that was? Some of them, like the Tengas, you have to do this thing where you're doing face up, face down, face up, face down, and then reversing that on the next row, and back and forth and back and forth. Sorry, I keep looking at myself because I'm using the selfie camera. I'm usually more professional than this, as you all know. But yeah, they all kind of just pop right back in. And I'm going to show you here now, there's still plenty of room in here. There's more room than I actually measured out, which is, say it with me now, embarrassing, right? Because I planned out this whole thing and I was trying to cut it as close as possible. It turns out I have like 15 or 20 millimeters left. I could have done not really anything with that, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. Here, I'm going to show this. Oops, I want to show this last piece. I just had the swords resting in here. I still haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do with these, but I got ideas. You just wait. And Finster still doesn't have a home. He's chilling in this one. This was a failed Mastodon's holder. I haven't printed the Quantrons yet. I was going to, but one of the little things that I did, and I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this, I printed the word Mastodon. Oh yeah, you can see that pretty well. I printed the word Mastodon back in there so you know exactly what you're looking at. So if you actually emptied these out and you had them all spread out, or you used up all of the whichever ones for your game, right? You'd be able to see all the different words and know exactly which is for what, which one of the organizers is for which group of Footsoldiers. So I guess next up, let's check out the overhead view and check out this magic. This is my nice little stylus. All right, so here we are back up at the overhead view. You get a quick little glimpse of some of the files I use up there in the top right-hand corner. But look how they all fit in here. Look at that extra space. They just all slap right in, right? I'm going to go ahead and put the Boss Monster organizer right on top here. Check this out. From the last time we talked, I said I needed to stabilize it, make it stronger. I'm grabbing it with one hand now. That's what I mean. They just sit, they just kind of hover. We're all good. I don't have them jam-packed in there, but also they can withstand it. So there we go. Footsoldiers, bosses, and monsters. Mega size figures. The only thing that's missing out of here that I wanted to be in this box is the villain cards. That I don't know. Yeah, so villain cards. What am I going to do about it? Not sure. Oh wait, we have a big giant card holding box coming to us, right? So that's the plan. Some people had asked, what do you plan on doing about that card box? And I was like, I think I'm going to try not to use it. I'm going to use it. What can I say? It's going to be badass. It looks so great. It's perfect nostalgia. It looks like a toy, like a classic toy holder. You put your Ninja Turtles in there, your He-Mans, whatever, right? Your Ghostbuster figures. Check out the pink on this shirt. I love it. It's so aesthetic, right? You got that Rainmaker. That's Okada, man. You need a cool shirt like this, check out ProWrestlingTees.com, because Okada is amazing, just like most of NJPW. So let's see. One other thing I wanted to talk about was, you know what? I need to put this back down. Hey, it worked. Okay, cool. One other thing I wanted to talk about was this old thing. This was in my very first organizer video. It was the token organizer. I kind of moved on. I got the Covenant tokens, but if you remember how cool this thing was, you could have your Zord board, tuck it in there, and it'd fit right in behind your cards. But I got the Covenant tokens and never looked back. Shout outs to Seth there. So I decided to take a look at this again because the more and more people I talked to, not everybody jumped on that Covenant train. I'll be honest, I thought about making knockoffs, but I don't think that's right. Then again, theirs are just knockoffs. Let me know, what do you guys think? Is that wrong? Is that right? Because I might have already kind of planned it out and just not fully executed because I'm in this gray area. Either way it goes, this little guy, I moved on to this little guy, the Covenant token box that I created. All right, I really love this little piece here, which, you know, I just really don't use. It's like a little Game Boy slot. Bop, 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 bop. Just put this guy in there. This is supposed to be your XP board, your experience board tracker, so you can unlock your Zords. You know, since I don't use a Zord board, don't really need that. But yeah, you know, throw all your tokens in here, what have you. I have started making the exact same thing for these guys, for these cardboard tokens. That way everybody's not left out. And one big thing I'm doing differently than this one, since this one had so many pieces, I didn't have the opportunity to incorporate this, but I'm trying to figure out how to still, even though it's going to be a clamshell case like that, or I shouldn't call it clamshell, kind of box sleeve, even though it's going to be like that, I'm figuring out how to incorporate the Zord board into it the same way. I think that was probably the most fun part that I did about it, even though I have Alpha hiding back here. Speaking of which, I got to put him in my other box here. So look forward to that. That's coming very quickly. I'm probably going to print a test, and my tester one will end up being where these guys end up living, because just leaving them out here, that's not good. They're out here in all the weather, and by the weather I mean nerd sweat and breath. I mean, right now during COVID, my sweat, Zach's sweat, and whatever. I mean, just two handsome guys, right? Yeah. So, cool. Thanks for taking the time. I'm sorry this went a little bit long, but you know how I kind of like to ramble, obviously. Thanks for checking me out, and look forward to the next little update here. All right, one more time. I wish I knew one of those Harry Potter things so I could say like a... whatever, I don't know, Hadouken.